Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we have another brawl, and actually a disgusting brawl on a Carnival cruise ship. We have a gentleman who jumped overboard. We also have Tropical Storm Fiona about to hit Puerto Rico and the Caribbean, and will it affect your cruise? So first off, Tropical Storm Fiona is heading towards San Juan, Puerto Rico. It is expected to hit on Saturday morning and last throughout the day, into Saturday evening. Time may vary. It's roughly around winds of about 60 miles per hour, which is still below a hurricane status, but will still cause an awful lot of wind and an awful lot of turbulence. An awful lot of rainfall in that area, and it's also a very popular destination. I'm heading to San Juan the following weekend, so yeah, I'm glad the storm's coming now and not next weekend, but no word yet on any cruise ships are changing itineraries, but I think that they are going to be following the weather service and watching the wave heights and then making their decision from there, either going to new sea days or possibly heading, to a different destination. The worst part is there are some cruise ships that actually set sail from San Juan. And if you have say an embarkation day on a Saturday, that could affect your cruise altogether. So if you do have a cruise leaving from San Juan or disembarking in San Juan, keep an eye on the news and keep an eye out for whatever is happening, because your cruise could actually be delayed till the following day or the following day after that, as they may adjust schedules. It's not bad if they're heading to the cruise port. They can avoid it. They can stay another day at sea. However, if you're leaving or getting off on the ship that day, it makes a whole new series of complications. Now, we also have news coming from MSC cruise ships, the Splendida. It was sailing along when all of a sudden those 3 blast horns come out, meaning man overboard. Apparently a crew member, a dancer on the ship, got into an argument with their partner and purposely jumped overboard. The emergency crew immediately jumped into action, and after a few minutes, as the ship had stopped, they could hear off in the distance cries for help. Apparently, he decided it was a bad idea at that point. I can kind of joke a little bit about it because the man was rescued. He was rescued by the rescue team and immediately put under watch on the cruise ship. He was not allowed to leave his cabin. They brought him his own food, and then he was disembarked at the next port. Unfortunately for him, on his way back to his home country. So I don't think he'll ever be able to work on a cruise ship, obviously, again. We do a lot of stupid things in the name of arguments with our partners and in the name of love. I've done some ridiculously dumb things in my life, but I think this was a moment of instant regret. And you often wonder how many people who actually end up in the water have that moment of instant regret, whether they've done it purposely. Situation. The good news is no long-term injuries, no sustainable injuries, and the man was rescued and now on his way home, where hopefully he can get some help or is just over the situation and realizes he did a very dumb thing. And now we have another brawl on a cruise ship, and unfortunately, yes, it's another Carnival cruise ship. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. It really does help the channel, helps you keep up to date with all things cruising, and including things like weather that could be affecting your cruise. What could be happening there? We hear about what's happening on certain ships and certain cruise lines that you may want to avoid because it seems to be an epidemic lately, and that's the next story. But again, it keeps you up to date with everything. It may save you some money, some good tips and tricks on booking cabins, and your cruises and what ships are coming, etc., etc., etc. What else can I say? We just try and talk about cruising every day. It really helps the channel when you subscribe, and thank you to everybody who's already done so, and thank you to those about to hit that button. Okay. Apparently on September 9th, on the Carnival Sunshine, there was another brawl. Up on the pool deck beside the bar, people say that the argument turned out to be over a seat. I'm not sure if it was a seat at the bar or a seat on a lounge chair. There looked like there was a ton of lounge chairs, probably a seat at the bar, and basically personal space. Well, you can see the argument in, I'm not going to show the video because actually it's a very disturbing video, and I'll explain why in a few minutes. It's on TikTok. If you want to go look at it, it's on all the news out there. But the argument is going on and you can hear it off in the distance, and then all of a sudden a man, I use that term loosely by the way, pushes a woman to the ground, climbs on top of her, holding her down with his weight, and then proceeds to pummel her like this while she's on the ground in her head and face area. Like I said, very disturbing. Remember when men used to have class and wouldn't hit a woman for the life of them in this situation? It really was kind of disgusting to me, and I'm calling that person disgusting. I am. You're a coward. There are occasions, you know, if a woman pulls a knife on you or comes at you with a club or something, yeah, you defend yourself. But they were just arguing, straight arguing, and he threw the first punch, knocked her to the ground, and then proceeded to keep punching her in the head over and over and over again. I don't care what the argument was. I don't care what the reason is. That person should have been arrested now on the spot. We don't know what's happened. There's no reports coming from Carnival yet, but that person should have been locked in the cell on the ship and then thrown off the ship to the police department, and they should have thrown him in jail, and he should never, ever, ever be allowed to step foot on a cruise ship again, and he should be charged to the full extent of the law. I don't care what the argument was. Once you throw the punch, and not only that, a person is defenseless on the ground and you keep going. I'm sorry. That is one of the most cowardly things a person can do. And I'm calling that out. Cowardly, cowardly, cowardly. Carnival, you have a problem right now. And I know Carnival has recently put the curfew on board for teenagers at midnight and things like that. They also have said if you do something on the cruise, expect to be banned and kicked off the cruise. Well, I hope that goes even further to the point where they are turned over to authorities, including all the videotapes that they have from the cameras, and the police take this seriously and charge people. That's the only way these things will stop happening on the ship. This didn't happen at midnight. This didn't happen at 1 in the morning after been people drinking all night. However, it did happen at the bar. And if you look at the video, half the people in the video have their drinks going in the afternoon. Just, you know, in fact, people who ran over to the fight were still holding their beers and wine when they ran over. You got a reputation problem right now, and it's not looking very promising. This is going to turn off a lot of families. This is the third viral video going out there now of brawls this year alone on the Carnival cruise ship. It's not good. It's not a good situation, and I don't blame Carnival in particular, but when it keeps happening on your brand of ship, it's not a good look, and there has to be something. You have to do something and make an example of people if you have to. And this one would be a really good case to make that example. If you've seen the video, let me know in the comments what you guys think down below. I know I'm being kind of harsh. I wasn't there. I wasn't in the situation. But I don't care what that situation is. When you look at the video and you see the guy actually throw the woman to the ground and then just doing this over and over and over and over again, never in my life would I ever consider ever doing that to another human being, unless my life was in danger, much less another woman. A woman. Very cowardly, very cheap. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. And I hope he gets charged to the most extent of the law. I really do. It's got to stop. These brawls on cruise ships, they just have to stop. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. We'll see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world. Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.